It's like the third from the end is kind of a rusted pink or.
This one right here?
Yes, that's beautiful.
So this is Country Barn. So you can see the inspiration photo there. It's kind of a worn barn with paint chipping and peeling. So it is on my Donegal tweed fingering weight base. So it's got reds, very soft browns, kind of like soft tans mixed into it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really great fall color. All right, so we're hitting right at 6 o'clock here. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna switch the camera around and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me. Let's see if I can make Zoom work. All right, I'm gonna pass this off here. There we go. Tilts it down. I have a friend helping me out here. All right. So I am Stephanie with Alain Yarns. It is pronounced Alain, like you're all into yarn. Alain is an Irish word. It means beautiful. So all of my yarns are actually based off of my travels. I take my photos when I get to go travel, and then I make colorways to match all of my photos. So that's where the different variety comes in from. I started this back in 2014. So it's been a few years now. And I've gotten to travel to Japan and to Ireland, but then I also try to focus on different places close to home, you know, some back roads that maybe there's some interesting things like that rusted barn, various different things like that that you sometimes will find on those country back roads that you don't necessarily have to travel very far to. You can kind of do some nice traveling just right at home. So I do have a variety of different bases. A lot of my colorways are on fingering weight. However, I do have a lot of sport weight, a little bit of DK mixed in, and a little bit of worsted weight mixed in as well. So if you are looking for a particular weight, let me know and I can point out stuff to you. But it is mostly fingering weight. There is some various other stuff too. Let's see here. I can tell you a little bit about this sweater I'm wearing. There we go. So this is my Bloom sweater. Let you come a little close so you can kind of see the lace work there. It did have the nups in with the pattern, but I swapped those out for beads. I used a really pretty pearl bead on them. It is by Kay Hopkins. It's called Bloom. And this is an extra large, believe it or not. And I used only 3 skeins of yarn, really like 2.5. It's fingering weight. It is short sleeves, but you could extend the sleeves if you wanted. So that's really, you know, making an extra large, and 2.5 skeins of yarn is fantastic. I mean, that stretches your yarn out like crazy. I hate when you get those patterns that are, you know, to do an actual human size, not a mannequin size, that, you know, it takes 10 balls of yarn. Then you're like, okay, there's my entire paycheck just to make this one sweater. So this is the Bloom by Kay Hopkins, and the colorway that I used for it is Charite. You can find it on my website. I'm going to show it here in just a second. I'm going to flip the camera around. All right, let me see if I can find that colorway here. So this is Charite right here, this lovely deep purple. The one that I am wearing is actually a little bit lighter. I dyed mine up specifically for my sweater. But these 3 do match. Oh, there we go, get the camera lined up. There we go. Make technology work here. All right, this Charite is a little bit darker, but 3 skeins that I have left do match pretty closely. You could make it in a bunch of others as well, such as this gorgeous red, or really any fingering weight. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of go through some of my colors. I do have everything organized by color versus weight. But as I point everything out, I'll try to tell you what weight it is. So we're going to start off our journey right here in Japan. This is Asian Guardian. And then this is on worsted weight. It's a really lovely tonal brown. There you go. You can kind of see the inspiration photo. If I go too fast or if you end up missing any of them, you can always find all of them on my website, which is allinyarns.com. I believe they just posted a link in the chat for you. It's also listed on the website. This is Pagoda that doesn't want to stay on the rack. This is Pagoda. Pagoda is a really nice, softer brown. It is on fingering weight. Then down here, we've got another tweed base. This is superwash merino with the Donegal net. This is called Fallen Leaves. As you can see, I've got a lot of colors, so I might not be able to get through all of them. This is a wonderful squishy soft one called Sanctuary. It was inspired by this really awesome church window. And I just loved the color of the stone. This is actually a luxury base yarn. So this one is actually, there we go, get to focus, alpaca, silk, and cashmere for you. Would make a fantastic squishy cowl. This is another great fall colorway here. This is called Gathering of Birch. This one is actually 65% superwash merino, silk, and yak on there. Yeah, I know the tag does not want to focus. There we go. It is single ply, but you get 523 yards. So you can really make that stretch quite a ways. I've even seen some sweaters with single ply lately. That could be fun. This one down here, another great fall colorway, is called Red Rock. And this one is actually my Donegal DK weight. So you're going to get 231 yards per that. We're going to come up here to Country Barn. This is the Donegal fingering, which is going to give you 438. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the camera and then it's trying to focus weird. There we are. So that one is called Country Barn. And if you do happen to hop on my website and you happen to see any color that is listed as back order, available on back order, or if there is not enough listed for you, you can go ahead and order it and it becomes a dyed to order. Right now, my turnaround time for a dyed to order is about a week and a half to 2 weeks. So not very long. So if you are wanting to make a sweater and you don't see enough, then just go ahead and order as many as you think you're going to need, and I'll get you taken care of. This is called Oak Creek Canyon, and this is superwash merino with bamboo in it. And it is a really kind of softer orange, kind of a copper almost, with little hints of green. And you can see the Red Rock Canyon with the green there. This is a brand new base. I'm going to actually pull this one off here. See if we can get, there we go, get the camera to line up. All right, this one here is called Yellowstone Gold. This is a brand new base for me. I just started this base in August. It is DK weight. It's called Memento. DK is the base name. And there we are. This is actually BFL and silk. And it just has this gorgeous sheen to it. And it is so squishy and soft. I got some for a tester and I immediately decided I needed a cardigan in all of this. So this is one of those ones that takes 8 skeins of yarn. But being that DK, I mean, it is fantastic for hats or really squishy scarves, towels. It's going to be perfect for that. So that is Superwash BFL with silk. And that colorway was called Yellowstone Gold. All right, up here at the top, we're going to go a little bit more into the yellows. This one is called Golden Nectar. This one is on, did I have it? Yep, this one is on fingering weight with superwash merino and nylon. Perfect for socks. It's a nice golden color with little hints of black. To go into some 100% silk here, this is Sunflower Dreams. There we are. Nice big old sunflowers photo. Keep an eye here on my time. There we are. And then we've got, after that is going to be Destinations Unknown. This makes really fun socks. It's a sport weight, but it goes from gold to kind of a steely gray blue. A little bit of hints of orange in there. It was inspired by an abandoned railroad track with all the wonderful field golds around it. All right, this one is Cliffside Twilight. This is one of those ones that's 50% baby camel and 50% silk. This one was inspired by an awesome sunset that I caught in Ireland. You can see the wonderful shades of orange and gray into there. And if you were to look closely on the website or when you get this photo in hand, you can actually see the Cliffs of Moher way back here in the background for that photo. So it just came out this gorgeous gray, little bit of periwinkle purple down here at the bottom with some gold. And just below that is going to be another one that is also on baby camel and silk. This one was inspired by the Prague clock, the astral clock there in Prague. This one is called The Stars Tell Time. And it also kind of has some of those very similar tones as Cliffside Twilight, but there's a little bit more teal, a little bit more blue. It's kind of a softer blue in there. All right. Then we're going to come down here to another bee-inspired colorway. This is Honey in the Making. This is on superwash merino with nylon and fingering weight. Goes from white to soft pink to a darker pink with hints of yellow. Really pretty, kind of bee-inspired. Down here, this one is on sport weight. This one is called Dilapidated Americana. It is a mouthful. But the fun thing about this one was it was inspired by a abandoned train depot in Shoshone, Idaho. And I just loved the combination of the reddish orange bricks up against the gray with the building and the teal trim. It looks very Miami Dolphins, but you know what? It works up fantastic. And it just has a really fun story on that one. For those of you who have not met me in person at a festival, Idaho is actually my home state, although I do now live in St. Hilaire, Minnesota, which is about an hour and a half from the Canadian border. So I'm quite close up there. This one right here is Sakura. This is on sport weight with superwash merino and nylon. It's a very soft grayish pink. You got hints of gray and then brighter bits of pink popping in there. Underneath that, we've got rose quartz moving into my gemstone colorways. This is on sparkle. Who loves sparkle? There we are. There's the inspiration photo for you. And this is superwash merino with nylon and a little bit of stellena. Fingering weight. It has really pretty, it's white with splashes of soft pink. And that one was rose quartz. All right, moving down into this one. I'm gonna pull it off here. This one is another one of that Memento DK base, that new base that I was talking about. This is called Golden Hour. And this actually would go fantastic with Yellowstone gold. Look at that. I so want to make a brioche hat out of these two together. I think they would be fantastic. Really show off those colors. Golden Hour has a lot more tones of mauve with very subtle bits of gold to it. And that is on the Memento DK, which is superwash BFL and silk. All right, doing another gemstone colorway right here. This is Hidden Valley Jasper. This is on sport weight, which is superwash merino with nylon. Look at that. Fun thing about Hidden Valley Jasper is it is only found in the Owyhee Mountains near Idaho and Oregon border. So you can only find it there. And it just has fantastic colors. Look at that. Some tans, some mauves, soft pinks, a little bit of gold. I got to have a slab and oh, I just love it. Now I have to get a piece of jewelry made out of it. All right, here's another really favorite one of mine. This is Serenity in Time. It goes from white to a very soft, light shade of pinkish purple, and then to darker purples, and then ends all the way to this really, really deep, almost eggplant color right there. This one was inspired by a garden in Japan. My husband was stationed up in northern Japan near Misawa. We actually got to see all 4 seasons up there. This was a really cool one at their botanical gardens. It was a working clock, and they would swap out the plants for every season. So on my website, I also have another one called Happiness in Time. And the Happiness in Time is the spring version of this with rainbow colors. And Serenity in Time is the fall color. So I do not have any Happiness in Time dyed up, but if that is one that you really like, you can put it on a back order and it will be dyed to order for you. As I said, my turnaround time for a dyed to order right now is about 2 weeks, week and a half to 2 weeks. This orange to lilac to periwinkle is Harvest Sunset. This is one of the sunsets I actually caught over in North Dakota. It's actually looking east instead of looking west directly at the sun. So you get all those extra colors. And then another, this is a sunrise one. This is Stained Glass Sunrise. This is on Sport Weight. Really pretty variegated color with some purple, yellow, pink, and kind of a mauve. This one was also taken in North Dakota as well. And it is on Sport Weight, which is superwash merino and nylon. Very similar to that is Itasca in the fall. If you've ever been out to Itasca State Park in Minnesota, they can get some really awesome sunsets out there on the lake. This is one that I caught just a few years ago. This is on my superwash merino with bamboo base, which is called Broken Compass. It goes from black to kind of a lilac, then almost to a salmon yellow or salmon color, and then ends it with a yellow. That would be another really pretty variegated skein. One person that I know actually made a shawl out of this with white as the contrast. That would be really pretty. And then another sunset colorway is Celtic Sunset. This is burgundy with some red and yellow in the middle. There's the sunset photo. I caught that one in Ireland. And again, that's Celtic Sunset. It's on fingering weight with superwash merino and nylon. So those of you that have your camera on, can you nod and tell me if I'm going too fast or too slow? Thumbs up for good speed. Okay, all right, thanks. That helps me out. All right, so right here we've got Oregon Coast Sunset, or Oregon Coast Twilight is actually what it is. Another sunset one. This one was caught right on the Oregon coast. And I loved the reeds that were there, kind of framing the photo. This one goes to a black, to a burgundy, kind of in the middle, and then finishes up with a burnt orange. Would make fantastic socks. I could see this one in this sock pattern, and it would stripe up like this, and it would be really pretty. All right, below Oregon Coast Twilight, we have Charite, a dark version of Charite versus what I'm wearing. But that is a really pretty purple. Hints of a little bit lighter purple in there, and then speckled with black. And then you get the tweed pops as well, so it's extra speckle. Below that, we have Tuscan Lavender. This is on 100% superwash Polworth. So it is a different than merino, Polworth is really not as soft as merino, but it has a little bit more grip to it. I really love it to spin, but it is fantastic to work with as well. Has really great stitch definition, especially for cables. So this is Tuscan Lavender, which is very pretty lilac color with speckled with brown. Okay, I'm getting a warning that the meeting's going to end in 10 minutes. All right, so I guess I better speed up here. All right, so we got
Try and
100%.
keep it going, but no guarantees.
Okay, sounds great. So I have 100% silk here in this gorgeous purple. This is Scottish Thistle. It is a fingering weight silk, but you do get a generous 436 yards. And if you've never worked with 100% silk, you definitely need to treat yourself. All right, below that we have Purple Lotus, which is on the squishy alpaca silk and cashmere base, which is called Traveler's Delight. And it's just a nice, soft, tonal purple, kind of a lilac color. Below that, I have Camas Blossom, which is inspired by the camas blossoms that you can find up in the northern Idaho and Oregon area. They bloom to this gorgeous purple tinged with blue. And so this one is on my Superwash BFL base, which, let's see if I can get it to focus. You're gonna get 657 yards in one skein, and it is plied. So 2 skeins and you got a sweater. Look at that. All right, then we've got, I'm gonna skip over a couple of colors because you can see them all on my website, but I do want to feature some. Don't want to run out of time here. All right, this is Sandy Bay Sunrise, and it goes, this is the only color I currently have on this base right now, which is called Voyager. It is baby alpaca silk with linen. So it gives it a little bit of different texture to it. So it has a soft, kind of a steel blue, goes into a lilac and then a little bit of pink and then fades into this really pale ivory color. That is a really pretty color. Down here in some sparkles, I have Dance of the Blossoms, or not, as it falls off the hook. All right, there we go. That's the inspiration photo from Japan. It is Superwash Merino with nylon and stellina on sparkle base. I'm going to give you just kind of some previews because I want to bump over into the blues and the greens. So this one here is on baby silk and camel, which is Celtic Tranquility. This one here is Starlight Meditation on Superwash Merino nylon with stellina. It goes from gray to a lilac to a blue. And we got a darker version. If you've ever seen my Celestial colorway, this is very, very close. It went a little rogue on me, little splashes of extra color. So this one is called When the Stars Come Out to Play. But you can see the various different versions of it there. Lots of very pretty blue. Okay, take a breath here. We got Blue Opal on 100% silk, fingering weight. Then back down into the tweed colors. This one's really become a new favorite of mine. I want to make a sweater out of it. This is called Lake Superior Blue. It is blue with little hints of teal in it. I don't know if you can see the teal, but just like as if you're looking out at Lake Superior. And then down here we've got Riverstone. Riverstone is also a very popular colorway. It is kind of a steel gray blue with hints of tan and teal. That one is on sport weight. Another super squishy colorway This is Wild Atlantic Way. This is on the baby alpaca, silk, and cashmere. Below that, I've got Burr and Jade, which is similar to Wild Atlantic Way, just a little bit different and on 100% silk. All right. For those of you that were interested in a sock, this is Quiet Reflections. Goes from a sprucey blue to a green to a very light pale turquoise. The sock pattern itself is Mexican water lattice socks. I forget the designer name, but it was at one point a free design. I don't know if it still is, but that is Mexican water lattice socks. And it does kind of a quilted lattice pattern all the way up and down. Very pretty. Works perfect to show off that variegated colorway. All right, then we have Buddha's Grace right here, which is the wonderful shawl that Elizabeth is wearing, showcasing. There we go. You look at her screen, you can see that she used 1, 2 skins, Elizabeth. You want to hold up your fingers?
It was just over 1 skein, and it's
Just over
the
1 skein.
Autumn Rose by M. Mario.
That is gorgeous. That is really gorgeous.
It came
And
out
that
great.
was with Buddha's Grace, which goes from gray to kind of a teal. Below that, I have Serenity Falls, which is also on Sparkle. It is a very soft gray to a very watered down green, kind of a little bit of a teal. My color, my lighting in my studio area here is a little bit more yellow toned. I have Alexandrite. This batch actually is on sale on my website because it did not come out quite like I wanted it to. So if you're looking for a steal, that would be a great one to look at. It is going to say 30 on my tag here, but it is marked down to, I think, 22, 26, something like that on my website. Check out the closeout section. This is on the Superwash Merino Silk and Yak single ply with the 523 yards. All right, now we're going to move into some greens and kind of some neutrals here. All right, this one right here is Badlands Beauty. It is a really soft gray that is speckled with green and darker shades of brown. It is on Superwash Merino with the bamboo, which is very squishy. A really nice soft kind of neutral here. This is Prairie Grass. It's kind of a tan with undertones of green. And here we have Gooseberry Falls, which goes from white to soft green, darker green, and then into a brown. It is going to be a variegated colorway. Wonderful photo there from Gooseberry Falls. It is on a sport weight for that one. The softer green here is going to be, I got 3 minutes left. All right, so the softer green is Idaho Sagebrush. It is on sport weight. We've got a couple of bit of darker greens. Here is another one that is on the Superwash Merino with bamboo. This is Shinrin Yoku, which means forest and bathing. So like you go into the forest and let all your stress and worries go away. If you're into really bright colors, that Blarney Castle with that pop of neon green, that is on sport weight. Got a kind of a muddy green. This is Cliffs of Moher. There we go, Cliffs of Moher right there, taking an Ireland.
Stephanie, I think we are going to get kicked out of the meeting, but
Oh.
we will start it over, and if everybody wants to come back in, we can give you more time.
Okay, I just need like 5 more minutes. That would be fantastic if everyone else
Okay.
can hang out for 5 more minutes.
Yep. We'll restart it and get you in for 5
Okay.
more minutes.
All right.
So just a minute.
People back? Looks like people are back. Yay. Okay. All right. Give me just a few more minutes. I know I just have so many colors. That's the problem. I have this really great gray and dark green colorway. It is called Irish Blessing. It works fantastic up in this sock here, which this one was Lucky Bamboo by, hope I didn't write down the designer, but it is Lucky Bamboo and it's striped almost every single row, which was really kind of cool. All right, and then I've got the softer green here called Whispering Pines. Some darker green there, which is Kaylee and Nori. Another green on the tweed here, which is called Malachite. It would make a fantastic bloom sweater like the one I'm wearing. Another one on the single ply is the Steely Gray with Rust. This is called Farm Song. It was inspired by a rusted old thresher. And that is on the single ply with superwash merino, silk, and yak. This one here is a fantastic neutral for just about everything. This is Silent Benediction. It is on superwash merino with nylon. Then I've got Antique Pearl on 100% silk. We have Iron Filigree. This one is on a superwash merino with nylon base. Great fingering sock. It is also one of those ones that go fantastic with every single color that I have. And then Wood Smoke has shades of taupe with some brown and some gray mixed in there. It is also a great one that is works for any colorway. This one is on the Superwash BFL. And you get the 657 yards per skein on the plied base. Then we have Pompeii, which is on a 100% baby alpaca base. So if you're allergic to wool, but you can do alpaca, that is a great one there. And then I've got the silk and mohair colors. So just to show here, this one is Sume, which is a really dark charcoal. Next to it, we've got the Iron Filigree. You can see how the two of them kind of together, they do take the color differently with a different fiber base. Farm Song on the silk mohair. And again, you can see the two of them together. Then this purple here is Camas Blossom. Here on the end is Lady Slipper. Wood Smoke, and then Antique Pearl. And so with that, that is a lot of the colorways that I have. I didn't even get into the mini skeins or anything else, but I'll save that for next week. I'm going to do a quick run right here through my yak silk colorways. These are finger wing weight. They are 50% yak, 50% silk. So I have Old Gold, Bronze Age, Garnet, Amethyst. Then I have Sapphire, Azurite, and Labradorite on the end, which is a little bit of a blue and a green color. You have some more colors waiting, so they'll might be here for next week. We'll see. But those are really, really fun colors. They start on a very dark base, but take jewel tones fantastic. So with that, I am all done. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions at all, or if I went way too fast, you can always contact me on my website or on Facebook or Instagram. Send me messages. Again, too, if you see any color that is listed on back order or does not have enough in stock that for what you need, you can go ahead and order it on back order. It makes it a dyed to order yarn. And my turnaround time right now for those is about 1.5 to 2 weeks. So with that, thank you so much. I'm Stephanie with All in Yarns, and I'm going to sign off. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night and have a good weekend too. Bye, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.